Hey, we got a special guest with the U.S. Army and the Army Reserve because my foundation we've got a special relationship with the soldiers in the United States Army because
Yes,
so many of them volunteer for the mentoring program for boys all over the country. They did it in New York. They'll be with us in Atlanta, and they were with us overnight in Dallas. And this weekend we throw the Atlanta mentoring program at Morehouse College.
all right.
Yeah, so I have 100 boys coming through the house. But our special guest this morning is the U.S. Army Reserve soldier, and she recently made history as the highest-ranking African-American woman in the United States Army. Wow. She's the first black female major general, and she's joining us to talk about this prestigious position and how she has excelled in the U.S. Army. Please welcome to the show Major General Marcia Anthony.
Welcome.
I mean, Anderson.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry,
Very good
Anderson.
morning.
Anderson. Major General, I'm going to just use the whole title because I don't.
Thank you.
You don't want to mess up.
I'm going to go Major General all morning long. How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. How long have you been in the military?
You would ask that question. 32 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Very good.
So I started when I was 5.
Yeah, right. Of course. With your age, of course.
We already knew that.
Yeah.
We got you, sister.
Hey. So let me. How do you become Major General? I mean, what's the journey like?
Well, for me, it started when I joined the Reserve Officer Training Corps when I was in college. And let me tell you a quick story about that. I only joined because I needed a science credit. And at my college, military science was a science credit. So I didn't give it a lot of thought, I have to admit. But it was the best decision I ever made because I was a very shy person. Even though I was athletic a little bit, I was very shy. And it really brought out some traits and some characteristics I did not know I had. Because, through my career, I've been put in different situations where I've had to lead people, where I've had to make, sometimes tough decisions. And the expectation is that you're going to be able to do that. They give you a lot of training in leadership and a lot of professional training. And so they set you up for success, I will say that. And I've had a lot of great mentors during my career as well. I really admire your mentoring program, too. So it was a combination of things, but I think the biggest thing was for me to take the first step and to try something new that I was unfamiliar with.
Have you found from other women in the military that your position have you talked to any of them about it being an inspiration to you? Do they come up to you a lot with the how-to of it?
A lot of them come up to me. I've gotten a lot of emails from people just asking me, if I can give them some advice and support. And I will just say, as I said, it's a lot of it is taking that first step, trying something that you're not really familiar with, you're a little bit scared about, but believe in yourself. Reach out to the people that have always supported you, your family, your teachers, and for advice when you're not quite sure what to do. So I've used a lot of that when I talk to people because, a lot of it you really already have inside you. You just haven't reached down deep and tried to use it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I heard you say when you were talking earlier that a lot of people had inspired you. Who inspired you most, would you say?
To them, they couldn't realize.
Right.
But the Tuskegee Airmen have been an inspiration for me.
Wow.
The hundreds of black women who joined the military in the early years during World War II, who were nurses, who worked in the postal units. I mean, they knew they were not going to come to the level that I've achieved, but they wanted to serve. They wanted to do something that was better than themselves, and they took that chance, and they paved the way for me and a lot of other people.
Wow. Now, in the U.S. Army Reserve, and we use a lot of National Guard and Reserve people in our programs too, there's a role being created that's called, to my understanding, a warrior citizen. What does that mean to you, and how? Am I asking the question right?
Tell us about it. What is that? Yeah.
Sure. I have a full-time job in my civilian life, but I also do this job, the Army Reserve position I have, in addition to that. And so warrior citizens are just like everybody else out there. We certainly have our civilian life and job, but we've decided that we're passionate about this, and we want to do something, as I said, that's a little bit different, a little greater than ourselves. And, it may not always be popular with some people, but I really do think we live in the best country in the world, and I feel it's my job to support that and do what I can to continue to make us the best country in the world.
Well, I tell you,
but she has another job.
I mean, but it ain't just another job. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, an attorney.
Okay.
We're not supposed to call them lawyers. She's an attorney.
She is the boss.
She's a wife. She's a mother.
I want to be
She's
her.
a grandmother.
Come on.
All of this.
And she sounds so young.
Oh, she is. She's the world's youngest grandmother.
I know.
32.
She started at 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
I love it.
what advice would you give to others striving to succeed? Because you're doing everything. Like you say, you do a full-time job and you do this. What's your advice when you're talking to people about success?
You have to be organized. I think you also, as I said, have to be willing to try something that is a little scary, a little bit different. And I would suggest that people take a look at, whatever it is, whether it's the military, whether it's something in school, if you're in college right now or in high school, something that you've not tried before. Just test yourself, because right now we need every single person in our community and in our country to step up. I think we have we have some serious challenges ahead of us. We have a lot of unemployment right now in the Army Reserve. Almost the greatest part of our force, about 30%, is between the ages of 18 and 24. And as you know, that's one of the highest unemployment groups we have in our country. So I would challenge them to take a look at not just the military, but other occupations that they have not thought about, and just give them a try. Check us out, and you might be very surprised at what you would find.
Well, we recommend it to a lot of our boys that come through the camp. We recommend college to boys that come through our camp. We recommend vocational schools to boys that come through our camp. We advise a lot because, look, everybody's not, we can want it, everybody's not going to a 4-year institution and take route right there. Everybody's not going to do it. You can get off that. That's not going to happen. But there are some viable options out here, and we on the Steve Harvey Show, and especially me personally, I think that the military is a great option. I've seen it produce and develop some very disciplined, very educated, and some overall some great citizens. And so I commend you, Major General Marcia Anderson. Congratulations on your rank. Congratulations on all your success, and continue to be a light for a lot of people.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
That's awesome.
And come on out and holler at us sometime.
Yeah, we love you.
Right. Put your bag.
Coming up in 5 minutes, Shirley Strawberry with entertainment news.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.